Robbie!
Robbie!
Some of you know me, some of you don't. Exactly, yes. So, a lot of you probably know that outside of Faire and inside of Faire, Kevin was probably the closest thing I had to his brother. Mark Wood and I are just about as close, and he was as close to Kevin as I was. But, so I decided I was flipping through about a dozen different stories. And I have one that stands out in my mind, and anybody that knows him will know this. And Les was there for this.
Really?
It was one of our archery days.
Oh! Summer before last.
Yes. So we were at an archery, my folks and I do an archery thing every month or so. And there was a day where Les and I decided we were going to find out who could shoot as many arrows as they could in a minute. And so we both do our thing, and Kevin's just standing there watching us. We're just dorking out, and like, as we could. We're like, yeah! And Kevin goes, all right. He goes, are we betting anything on this? And Les and I were like, yeah, screw it, whatever. What do you want? He's like, I don't know. Let's just do it for fun. So he superseded the rules, and instead of actually trying to shoot them, he just went, and we sat there, and Les and I both looked at him and went, really, motherfucker?
Didn't he even hit the target?
No, didn't touch the target. We're like, so the new rule is you actually have to hit the target? Just saying, that's our thing. So I was at the funeral in Ohio, and I kind of said my piece there. But the one thing I didn't say, and I think is the most important, I kind of kicked myself for not bringing this up. We always think about the people who are the introverts. And at Faire, we know a lot of them, don't we? Yeah. A lot of people that hide in the shadows, that don't want to talk to people, that want to do their own thing. We know a lot of them, right? We were probably a lot of them in high school. All right. That being said, the one thing that really gets me, and I think that I carry with me all the time, is that it's not always those people who have to watch out for. Sometimes someone is so good at what they do. Sometimes they're good salesmen. Sometimes they're good, personable, outgoing, friendly. You would never once think, this is a person you have to keep an extra special eye on. They lull you into this sense of security. They got their shit together, and guess what? Go focus on somebody else. Okay? But, that being said, everybody should get equal attention. Don't just look past somebody because you think they're happy, because they're excited, and because they're doing things. They deserve as much attention as somebody who's back over reading Harry Potter in the corner. So, I don't have much to say on this. You know, most of y'all know me, so, and you know that he was very special. So, and the thing is, all I can tell you and all I ask is that you keep an eye on those people that are close to you. It doesn't matter who it is. Even if you think they're the best, happiest, most joyful person ever, watch them. Be there for them. Offer them help. Be somebody that can help them out. And the other thing, and you probably read this on my wall, a lot of people are kicking themselves. A lot of people are saying, man, I wish I had my money. Man, I wish we had all that. But you know what? We did. And the thing is, we just have to be there. That's just how it is. You can't do it. You can't have done any more than you did. You couldn't do any less. Do what you can. Woo!
Before you get down,
Yeah.
a little lighter, why don't you tell the story of what happened in the elevator before we went to the funeral when you were wearing the Russian hitman outfit? Elevator! We're heading to meet these kind people in Ohio, these crazy guys.
So by the way, I have to tell you, and those of you from Ohio, you have to. Before I start this, we're gonna get to that. So, 5 crazy ass Texans. To Ohio, and not just to Ohio, to Mogador, Ohio. We should have 2 hobbits in a goddamn ring! Mogador! So, 5 of us go, and we're driving up there, and Shane looks at the elevator and he goes, "You look like a Russian hitman." I go, "That's what I want." And then it sort of carried past that, and I go, what would happen if I went to that funeral? Because he's very special to me, and I don't think anything I would have done would have been completely out of character. I would have walked up to the microphone and been like, hello, I'm very sorry for the loss. Who has my money? He doesn't. Which one? But either you have it for me? It was pretty bad. It kind of kept the mood elevated, and it kind of got us through. But yeah, that was our that was kind of our moment, and it was. I have to admit too, one of the things. So a lot of you have heard the Hun accent. My main person that I bounced ideas off of was like, how bad can I go with this? Okay, you're not going to camp, right? You're going to do this in front of kids? No. Okay, well, here's what you can do. Your brother played a big part. Okay, now, the horrible things that the Ahmed said to children and possibly other adults. That's your brother. Family, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you got to meet some of these fine people. But, to our brother!
Nicely done.
Connected to the experience of having these people come to Ohio, I'm very new to Facebook. I just joined this summer. My dad passed away. I felt like I got kids, people need to see him, all that kind of stuff. I finally signed up, and when all this started happening, got the news and everything, Ashley friended me on Facebook, shared a few messages, make sure everybody was okay. The morning of the funeral, I get up, and it says, you were mentioned in a thingamajig, or however you say it. So I pull it up, and it's Elaine and Shane and Rob and everybody who came up. And it's a post that is them taking a picture of themselves on the airplane. And it says, look at this jackass corporate tool behind us.
That was one of them. The other one was, this is Vladimir Putin's Western cousin. He looked the part.
So, I look at this picture and I go, well, I recognize one person in this photo, and it's the corporate jackass. It was one of my best friends. They had been in a meeting. And knowing Joey, I'm sure that he had you all absolutely shit-faced drunk by the end of the flight.
Which wasn't hard.
Another story I wanted to share connected to what you said is you said that you were dressed like a mafia hitman because it's what he would have wanted.
Yeah.
Well, that Sunday when I got the call and things were terrible, I was with my brother Steve. We were in Nashville trying to go to a football game, and we just got in the car and drove. And like many of you, I seem to have a dark sense of humor. And so after about 2 hours of riding in silence, Steve and I just decided that for the rest of the day, we were going to respond to anything anybody said with, that's what he would have wanted. So we're coming up on Cincinnati, and Steve says, oh, we're almost out of gas. We should stop and get some. That's what he would have wanted. The whole rest of the day. It got pretty awkward because by the time we got up to drop Steve off at my dad's house, nobody else was in on the joke, and we were like,
I want to grab that woman's butt.
that's what we were.
Let's get drunk.
So one more classic Kevin story, and then I've got to get some heartfelt things out. So you mentioned the bow and arrow. Well, we used to play paintball as kids all the time, and we would play out at my uncle's. He ran a campground, so when it was out of season, we would go tear apart the woods and play paintball. And in between matches, we would go sit on the stands at the little softball field, and we would, reload and do all that kind of stuff. So one day, Kevin, he must have been 12, thereabouts. He looks at me and goes, "You know what? I bet if you shot a paintball straight up in the air, I could catch it." So my mind starts spinning. I'm like, no, you couldn't do that. I don't believe you. He's like, yeah, I could. I'm like, let's put some money on this. I got to know you're serious. So we bet, I don't know, $5. Everybody's listening to this conversation. So Kevin says, "Yeah, I'm going to do this." Puts on his mask, starts jogging out to the pitcher's mound because I'm going to lob him the paintball. Meanwhile, 30 teenage boys and 6 grown-ass men are loading their paintball guns. And as soon as he turned around, he was pink. So those are some of my funniest memories of the last